Hey everybody, Nolan here with Rolling Hills Farms, or Officer Brewer today with the Spartanburg Police Department K-9 unit. We're fortunate enough to get some filming in today of our training that we do every second Wednesday of each month. It's actually the second, fourth, excuse me. Today we got to film a little bit of dope work, narcotics finds for the canines. What you see today is the dogs being able to increase their depth and becoming more environmentally sound. You know, being my dog Seco, he's 23 months. So for a year and a half of his life, he spent his time in a 5x5 kennel or a green grass field doing training in Croatia, actually. So when he came to the States in April, we started then with his environmental challenges. Get him used to being in certain areas that he's not familiar with, bathrooms, tile floors, construction zones like you saw today. The cool thing about what's happened today is you got to see the dog actually increase his depth in his olfactory senses. So a dog has what's called scent discrimination. They're able to break down certain chemicals in narcotics, certain chemicals in human scent. As a good example is how we smell a pizza. We're like, oh man, that's pizza and that smells good, right? Well, a dog can smell that pizza, but he also smells the water, the flour, the tomatoes that went into the tomato sauce, the pepperonis, the cheese. He can break everything down. So that's a good example of scent discrimination. So what you saw in here was a dog working the area and trying to discriminate between drywall dust, wood glue, different forms of metal, different forms of wood shavings where they've sanded, things of that nature. And we hid the narcotics in deep areas, which makes the dog, you know, essentially suck more air in, increasing his depth and where to look. It's just building blocks. This is my dog's young. As you hear, we have some range practice going on in the background here, so bear with me. So what you see going on there is another environmental challenge. That's Canine Officer Hancock with his partner Canine Timmy. What he's doing is exposing him to gunfire. The gunfire is a huge environmental challenge, being that the canine's sense of hearing is such greater than ours, it actually is painful for him sometimes. So being that he's running through obedience right now, he's running through an obedience course with the gunfire, is a great environmental challenge and experience. So what we learned from day one in canine school is that we're the dog's trainer, we're the sparring partner. And when you hear him make that noise, that grunt, what he's doing is marking the behavior of him driving into the fight. You'll see him come up on the handler. You'll see him, he'll bite deeper on the toy. And all you're doing is teaching that dog to drive the fight to the man when he's actually having to apprehend somebody. So a lot of people see this as just playing with the dog, but actually every time the dog's out of the vehicle, we're doing some kind of training, obedience, bite work, fighting, anything. I mean, we work all day. It's a full-time, 24/7 job.
Don't let Dickios.